Hey, folks. Welcome to Market Intraday Analysis by InTheMoneyStocks.com, your leaders in pure technical analysis, avoiding all that Wall Street hype. Today, Friday, June 25th, 2010. Well, folks, the markets are inching to the upside more and more today after a little bit of downside early in the day. The key today has been the financial regulation. Again, most of the government finally coming together, agreeing on some basic principles and putting something in writing over the next few days to put this through. Financial regulation has been hanging over the financial sector for many months, and we all know how much these stocks have been crushed in the last few months. If you take a look at the Goldman Sachs chart here on the daily, and I'm going to flip to the daily here, take a look at that. I mean, it's just been a brutal few months for Goldman Sachs. JP Morgan, much the same. Take a look at JP Morgan. Look at that fall on JP Morgan. So bottom line is this: financial regulation is almost a done deal. This is giving the financials a relief rally, and these financials are soaring today. This is a major component of why this market is rallying, and I'm going to show it to you on the intraday. JP Morgan, look at this move today, up $1.15. Goldman Sachs soaring, almost up $5 on the day. Now, the beauty thing about Goldman Sachs was I called this out in the intraday stock chat, even in the Research Center nightly video. I gave this one out, and I said, look at this pattern right here. All right, look at this beautiful consolidation going on right here. Beautiful choppy consolidation in spirit of bull flag. That's telling you you're going to have a major move up coming. Why do I know that? Well, basically what was also going on yesterday, the market was tanking in the afternoon session, and Goldman Sachs was not tanking. It was continuing to form this beautiful consolidation bullish pattern, ultimately telling me that this stock is going to soar to the upside. And again, we talked about it in the video last night. We talked about it in the chat room yesterday. Goldman Sachs, what a move up. $5 gain today. Huge gain. JP Morgan, same thing. If you look at the intraday JP Morgan chart, yesterday afternoon, JP Morgan, even though the markets were hitting new lows late in the day, JP Morgan was pulling back, never came back to the early in the day lows. That's telling you relative strength in that stock. Look at the stock today all the way to the upside. So again, some very nice keys there in the charts to look at, and you can see very clearly how you could see that this was coming down the pipe for a nice gain in these financial stocks. If you take a look at other financial stocks, Morgan Stanley up 83 cents. Wells Fargo also having a big day, up 67 cents, trying to get through the 200 moving average here on an intraday basis. Now, let's go back to the spiders. Markets, again, are essentially at the highs of the day here. The key, again, as I said, financials, based on the fact that you have financial regulation kind of being put behind this market. Now, granted, everyone is saying, and especially the retail amateur investors, they don't understand this, but this is something you have to understand. The market would much rather bad news that is known than no news and not knowing how bad the bad news is or the good news is. And I want to repeat that, folks. The market wants to know facts. It doesn't want to have speculation. What's happened over the last couple months with the financials is everyone's speculating how harsh is financial regulation going to be. Well, I can't put my money at risk because I don't know how much money this company is going to be able to make, that company is going to be able to make. The details are now coming out. That's giving everyone, these fund managers, these hedge fund managers, individual traders, an idea, and they're able to say, okay, well, now we know. This is what it is. Let's go forward. Now let's go into these stocks. They're oversold based on what we're seeing here. Buying. And again, that's helping this market go to the upside. Now, the overall market is doing pretty well today. The Dow is up about 41 points on the day. NASDAQ up 19, S&P up 9. We did go into the 107.50 level on the daily chart right here. This pivot right here, which again, possible WV pullback area, 107.50 has held today beautifully. And again, we told people in the Research Center nightly video that would most likely happen. And again, we positioned ourselves in another long position today to take advantage of this. And right now, that long position is soaring. I'm not going to give it to you guys because again, that's for paid subscribers. But very nice move on a couple of these positions that we have involved in the market. Now, what else are we seeing here? First of all, again, market here, take a look. We kind of consolidated on this 107.50, 40 level. We broke down today. You went right to this next pivot point on the intraday and then very quickly reversed. Once you got back above and recaptured 107.50, this market was going to rally. And that's just the bottom line. Volume is very light today. That's not necessarily as important as the overall fact that you need to hold on to 107.50. Volume obviously has been light in the recent weeks, whether it's coming down in the market or coming up. We haven't seen a ton of volume. That's partly a summer issue. Friday here in the beginning of summer, obviously people are heading out. A lot of the big traders in Wall Street heading out to the Hamptons, heading out to the Jersey Shore today, taking off early. And that, again, when you have lighter volume, will generally have an uptick in the markets, and that's what you're seeing here. So These factors attributing beautifully to what we're seeing today. And I'm just looking at the stock that I picked up today on the long side. It is soaring up already 40 cents, $20 stock already up 40 cents for my entry. That's a swing trade. I'm going to be holding it. But if I get a 50, 60 cents out of it today, maybe I'll take it off the table because that's such a nice little gain there. Either way, it's a beautiful bounce. Congrats to all of you in the research center that took that. Again, another profitable trade. Lock and load it, folks. This is the way we run things here at In the Money Stocks. It's profitable trades 80 to 90% of the time, and that's the way you want to have it. All right, now again, if you continue up, you're going to have this pivot high. See this pivot high right here in the afternoon session at 108.50 to 108.60? That's going to be your pivot resistance area. You're consolidating right now, trying to break up. This is going to be pretty good resistance. If you get through that, you're going to go to the high from yesterday, which will be just a little bit above that, and that level is going to be the 108.85 level. So these two levels will be your next level. If you get through that, then gap fill would be next, which would be right up here at 109.25, 109.30. On the downside, if you pull back, you have a little bit of support here now. You did confirm here above this level, so the 107.90 will be support. After that, you have a necktie formation right here between the 20 and the 50, and then ultimately a pivot down here at 107.30. Now, the big thing for this market in the afternoon session, folks, is in the late session with the G20 meeting this weekend, are the buyers going to be able to hold this market up, or are you going to see sellers come out of the woodwork because they don't want to hold into the weekend? Right now, the volume is so light in general, I think it will hold up in the afternoon session. The markets short term are very oversold. We've talked about this over the last couple days in the nightly videos to my premium members in the research center as well as in the stock chat. So my guess, it does relatively, you could see a little selling, but overall I think it's going to hold up pretty well, and we'll see again how the charts look at the end of the day, whether or not we want to move in any other longs, whether we want to take something off the table, or what we see for next week in the charts. If you look at your 60-minute, guys, bottom line is right here. I mean, this is your big area, your 107 to 107.50 level. That's what we held here, and you can see the bounce back. Interestingly enough, we're actually hitting some resistance at the 20 moving average on the SPY. As I said, if you get through that, you're going to go right back up to this pivot, and that's right around that 108.60-ish level or so, which kind of aligns yourself with this pivot high right here and this little gap window area right up here. That would be this level on this chart. So you can see how it's all kind of connected. All these levels are connected on the charts. And that's what you really want to see, because that'll tell you the big levels. Now, again, I'd love to go into the daily chart on the SPY and really give you guys the outlook of what I'm seeing here, because it's huge, actually, for this market. But again, that's for the nightly premium members. I do encourage you to come join the research center so you can start making the money that these guys are making in there, that I'm making personally as I'm doing these trades with everyone. And again, when I do a trade, a swing trade, I'm posting it in the hot charts and alerts, which is part of the research center. You subscribe to any part of the research center, you're going to get everything included underneath the research center. Chat room, obviously. We go over the swing trades as well as day trades in there as well. Very, very profitable the last couple days in there as well, all right? Other than that, folks, just maintain your watch on this market. You want to see if you can hold the gains into the end of the day. The 107.50 level holds again. It's the big level on a daily basis. That 107.50, if you took that out, you'd be looking for 106, and then ultimately 104.50 to 104. Have a wonderful rest of the day. Have a great weekend. And again, let's make some more money next week and the rest of today. Take care.